Hey guys, welcome back to the RemelHD channel. We're about to start this brand new series off for FC24 using Manchester United in this rebuild. We did exactly that for FIFA 23, and for that series you guys showed up, left constructive feedback consistently as well, left likes and kept returning. So I'd like to thank you MVPs for helping me make it to 1k subs during the course of that rebuild. And hopefully this series is going to be just as interactive. Okay, so I did play a bit of the beta. I didn't really get to enjoy the new features in the menu as I was very giddy. I just couldn't wait to get into the gameplay, which I instantly regretted after a couple of games because it was very terrible. I had a lot of bugs. Hopefully this time around, I don't want to speak negative on a game that I haven't entirely played yet in its full capacity. Hopefully they've sorted the bugs out, and yeah, it's not going to be a nightmare with this launch because last year's launch was terrible. Avatar's all set up. We're going to be taking over Man United, like I've mentioned. 208 million is what we're going to have. Hopefully we have full access to that budget, but of course we're not going to use that straight away or use any of it straight away because the first summer window is going to be disabled. Negotiation strictness on strict. We're not going to be able to negotiate with Arsenal directly without a release clause. International job offers enabled. So if you guys wanted to ever wanted me down the line to bring it home, like, because sometimes like we think it's coming home and it just doesn't come home, I could take over England. But yeah, that's gonna be the settings. The reason why I'm playing on world class is because when I played the beta, I got my ass handed to me on legendary. Of course, I didn't have any sliders to use because who creates sliders for the beta? But hopefully, yeah, hopefully during the course of this episode, we don't really like see any flaws of the game to the point where we have to find sliders straight away. Hopefully I can sit with the current gameplay, the current game speed, and see what needs tweaking. And yeah, if I have to do it straight away, obviously something's wrong.
A warm welcome to you all. Without further delay, we are pleased to introduce your new manager.
Okay, so here are the objectives, which are pretty much the same as the objectives in FIFA 17, but here we go. 3 players, use them in at least 30% of the games in the next season. That's critical for the youth development. Brand exposure, 10 games without a defeat in home matches. Sign 3 players born in Asia. I hate objectives like that. Continental success, high priority, reach the Champions League final. I want to know what they're smoking. Domestic success, finish in a UEFA Champions League place, so finish top 4 essentially. Emirates FA Cup, win it, and within 2 seasons win the Premier League. So I feel like that last one is more realistic than reaching the Champions League final. So we got the gist of what the Glazers want us to do. There's a whole bunch of nonsense. We're just gonna try to rebuild the team, get everyone going. When it comes to like the training plan, we've got every player performance focused for now, as yeah, we haven't played any games. We want them match sharp for the first game on tour. And when it comes to the actual tactical philosophy, for now we're going to be using tiki-taka as the template. We're going to tweak it as we go along. Just give me some time to actually fiddle around with the formation and the tactics. By the time we finish preseason, I'll probably give you guys a rundown of the changes that I've made. But let's introduce ourselves to the squad. Generous ratings I see. Onana 85. Ooh. We got Luke Shaw 83. Quite generous if I'm honest with you. Reguilon, he's here. Forgot we signed him. Varane, Maguire, Lindelof. Okay, Martinez, very generous that rating there. Martinez, Casemiro. I mean, he's still quite good. Fernandez, I think that's quite generous. But yeah, this is a good squad. I feel like I can build upon this. I can work with this. Garnacho's starting off quite high. Looking forward to using him. Same with Højlund. Definitely looking forward to using the Dane up top. And this Ute is back. When he comes back from his loan, best believe he's going to be sold. We're going to sort this man out. This is not on. This is not on. This is not. You see this number? It's not a toy. It's not a toy. We're going to stop this from here on out. Okay, so we got our next 3 scouts. We've got Owen Hewitt. We're going to send them out on an assignment, 9-month assignment. Little trip. little trip. Obviously, he's gonna remain in the UK, but he's gonna be traveling around from town to town looking for the next best talent. Scotland, Gordon Brown, 3 months. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it Brexit. Okay, 3 different countries in the UK we are scouting: Northern Ireland, Scotland, and England. Hopefully, we are going to uncover some gems. Speaking of gems, let's take a look at what we currently possess in our youth academy. Just pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. We're just gonna strip it all. We're gonna strip it all. Yeah, because this is not on. This is not gonna be the class of 2024. Not in my save. This guy has a bit. If we play around with his foot, with his positioning, he might actually turn out to be good. Same with Shabalala. Well, why have we got bare South African players? So this year, I feel like it's gonna be a bit different when it comes to finding players and actually trying to get them to suit your system and fit your system. Because when it comes to searching in the global scouting network, there are 3 new criterias, 3 new new ways to actually filter your searches for players. So tactical fit is just about your tactical vision. If they fit your system, I think they'll show up in the scouting not in the scouting network, in the scout report. Overall condition, I think it's just basically gauging the potential. If I'm honest with you, I'm just gonna assume world-class prospect is like between exciting prospect and maybe has the potential to be special, whereas first team prospect is like between exciting prospect and showing potential. This is just me guessing, if I'm honest with you. In theory, if it works like that, it actually makes sense. With the play styles, if they narrowed it down to 6 options: physical, ball control, defending, passing, and scoring, you can select multiple choices, but it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be annoying using this one. I preferred being able to just search for a box-to-box type player, or a defensive-minded player, attacking-minded player, playmaker. Now I kind of have to guess like what fits the criteria, because box-to-box, they have a bit of nearly everything. They can score goals. Some of them are quite good tacklers. They're quite physical because of their stamina and strength. Ball control, sometimes they can be technically gifted. I don't know, that stuff there confuses our mind. Like, man, this is why I need you guys. You guys can help me out figure all of this stuff out, man. Hey, so just trying to figure out a formation to select from. So 4-3-3 is one of the recommended ones. You guys already know I use that very frequently, whether it's Football Manager, whether it's FIFA, or whether it's PES. 4-3-3 is my go-to formation. I'm sure it's pretty much a basic formation that people start off with anyway. I think for anything other than 4 at the back is thinking outside the box. So if you use 5 at the back, you're unconventional. If you use 3 at the back, you're unconventional in my eyes. And if you don't have 3 central midfielders, I'm not gonna lie to you, what are you doing, bro? If you only got 2, you're gonna be overrun. I'm not trying to be overrun. I'm trying to do the overrunning. Okay, so we're gonna go with the attacking 4-3-3 for ultra attacking. Attacking, we're gonna have flat 4-3-3 flat. So Casemiro, he can just be a ball-winning midfielder, but he can push up a bit more. And then we're gonna have, I think, yeah, we're gonna have the holding as balanced. We're gonna have holding for defensive. So yeah, pretty much we've got everything figured out. Check the training plans to see how it's going. So it's going the way I thought it would. So the sharpness is high all round, which is good, and so is the fitness. So we're not overworking the players. They're not suffering from burnout for now. Let's see how things get on as we skip even further. We've been greeted by our club captain, and yes, he's going to remain the club captain. I know I used Lisandro Martinez in the last save. Yeah, I have no issue with Bruno Fernandes. It's a clean slate. It's a clean slate. I know in real life there's certain players that you guys probably want to see me sell, but I'm not gonna base it on real life. Obviously, we're gonna carry some vendettas over from the last save. So Harry Maguire, he's not gonna last in the system. I can tell. McTominay, he's not gonna last. But obviously, a lot of these guys are still gonna get chances, as we have no choice but to use them. The window's not open for us to maneuver. And yeah, and there's going to be a chance that some of these guys can grow from now until January. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for introductions. Let me take my guy out of this Man United outfit, because I'm not a mascot. Yeah, I barely endeared myself to the fans. I haven't made my debut yet. Let's just have a bit of personality, switch up the outfit. But yeah, pretty much that's the intro. We're gonna play the preseason and regroup for the Premier League matches. Give you guys a quick rundown on who performed well in the preseason tournament, and how I feel about the gameplay up until that point of when we meet up again. But yeah, without further ado, give me some time to play games off camera and have a quick snooze, and then we'll be back for the Premier League games. We are back together again. As you guys can see, we played 3 games off camera, which consisted of the preseason friendlies. We won all 3 of them, 1-0, 2-0, 3-2. In that exact order were the results. We ended up beating Bayern Munich 3-2. It was a close, cool game. We won 1-0 against Freiburg, 2-0 against Betis. Played the first 2 games on world class and ended up upgrading the difficulty to legendary. I found it a bit more difficult, and obviously, as you guys can see, we did concede 2 goals. They weren't like mistake driven. I just feel like we were very sloppy at the back due to tiredness, and we also rotated quite a bit. Speaking on players getting tired, I've already made a few evaluations. It's not like individual errors like I said before. It's just a bit about defects. So for example, as you guys already know, just like in real life, Eriksen, he can't play a full 90 minutes. So it feels like we're handicapped up until, I would say, no, we're handicapped after the first half, because that's when he starts to get tired. The system involves him trying to get back in time after committing forward, which I don't think he has the engine for it. So if we just take a look his stats when it comes to his stamina, let's see if we can find it. So his stamina currently is 74, and that definitely does take a toll. And I'm still trying to figure out this whole energy performance focused system with the training. So there's going to be a lot of trial and error. When it comes to the main partnership, Varane and Martinez, they're solid, but it's when we have to start making changes. Lindelof, he's a bit slower compared to Varane. So when we do the like for like swap, there's a bit of a drop in quality, and he does tend to wander out of position. So we're going to keep an eye on things like that. A centre back is definitely what we're going to go in for. That's our main target going into the January window. I'm just going to give these players a few games, like it's like a trial period for the current squad until we start making a few changes to the starting 11 and to the actual bench, because we do want to improve on the 11 and then focus on creating a good bench, just so we can have a solid team overall. But like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. Trust the process, and then you guys will start seeing good results. So next up, we're going to be playing against Wolverhampton to kick our campaign off. Man United, we're going to be at home. After that, we have Tottenham Hotspur and then Nottingham Forest. So all 3 games will be played in this episode. Yeah, I'm not expected to get off to a flying start. We have tweaked the sliders a bit just so the gameplay is a bit adjusted. It feels a bit more realistic. It's not too fast. Yeah, the changes that I've made, we're going to include that in the description, so be on the lookout for that. And if you end up using the sliders, let me know how they feel so far. Let me know what changes you would make personally, and then maybe I might make a few adjustments. We have a bit of a pre-match report. They're using a 4-4-1-1 formation, quite a solid team for the start of the season. But let's take a look at their tactical vision. Defensive style, when they lose possession, Wolverhampton press aggressively. So we're going to expect some high energy from their midfield, just like in FIFA 23. I think they play with high intensity, they like to press, so there may be a few openings on the opening day. Offensive style, they're dangerous, mobile attackers. Their game is built around delivering passes to those players in between. So I think, kick and rush, that's the tactic. I was going to say they play direct football. They don't have any key attacking players to take a look at or watch over, but the defensive player that we have to keep an eye on is Semedo. We haven't got any update on their performances so far, like in terms of their form. So we're probably going to have to do a few skill games, figure out how to get a full match report and see how effective that is. But yeah, we're about to head off into the game. We'll take a look at the lineups as the game's about to get started. So evening kickoff at Old Trafford as the game is underway. We're attacking to the right, Wolverhampton are attacking to the left. We made one change. Ericsson has been dropped to the bench because of the assessment I made. I feel like we want to get off to a flying start in the league, have high energy in the midfield. The only way I feel like we'll be able to contest Wolverhampton. Let's go. Martial turns, ball over the top. Go on, Sancho. Kilman is there with the interception. Bueno backs him up. Is a ball down the line. Cut that out. Well done. Varane is ready for it. Back pass into Onana. Casemiro shows himself as an option. Martinez. So far, players on the ball feel a bit more fluid. We've got Luke Shaw bombing down this left-hand side. Are we going to make this chance count? Luke Shaw shoots across the keeper. That's our first goal. That's the first goal under the new regime. RemelHD is in full effect. Luke Shaw bombing down that left-hand side, hitting it across the keeper. We called that the coast to coast. Given a lot of time down the left-hand side. I thought Semedo was going to be a problem trying to get around him. It's a simple overlap, takes him out of the game. Luke Shaw fires first for United. Echan has an option in front of him. Still holding on to the ball. Cunha, Mateus Cunha. Bueno tries to backheel it into Chan, and a easy interception to make on the edge of our own penalty area. Mount, Rashford back into Mason Mount. Martial was open. I think I delayed it for too long. Got Jadon Sancho waiting for options. We cut it back. Martial, we get the ball into the back of the net. Bentley does get a hand to it, but it does go in nonetheless. It's a simple breakaway down this right-hand side. No one got near Sancho, so I thought, why not cut it back? I was going to probably cut in and do the selfish thing and take a left foot shot, but Martial's movement, arriving late for the cutback, it was perfect. Oh, let's go. Challenge there from Varane. I knew it was coming. Clean one as well. Cunha. Bueno. Got Gomez inside the penalty area. Gomez up against Onana. Onana makes a save. There's a block in for the follow-up. Delo's the one that makes the block. Danger isn't cleared. Gomez takes a shot. Onana comfortably makes that save. He does parry at first, which is quite worrying. They do that quite a lot in FC 24, I've noticed. Hopefully, there's not going to be a moment where there's a striker to pounce on the parry. 33 minutes gone. Half an hour play, pretty much. Still 2-0 up. Poor challenge from Bueno. Referee, I'd like to see a card. What card is he going to give? Drama, opening day. There's a sending off. Wolverhampton, they're down to 10 men. Let's see if the mountain is going to be even harder to climb for them. Rashford. Gonna slip Martial in behind. Martial front goal. Left foot shot. Bentley makes the save this time. First change of the game. Tommy Doyle is being replaced for Pedro Neto. Bringing on an attacker. Strange. Wolverhampton getting numbers forward. 41 minutes on the clock. We're approaching half-time. Can Wolverhampton get one back before the interval? 10 men. Oh, 10 men. Wolverhampton are back into the game. Bellegarde with a pelter outside the box. Onana showing us his suspect tendencies. I feel like he shouldn't be beaten like that. Okay, we did give him too much time and space, and it did open up, but the positioning of Onana, he has a clear sight of the shot. Good performances all around. 6.6 from Varane's the only thing to worry about. I just feel like he hasn't had much to deal with. 60% possession so far. Passing accuracy is 93, same as Wolverhampton. We're definitely in control. They've taken more shots, but in terms of possession, I feel like we're doing a bit more with it. Don't want to commit too many players in the press, so I'm just going to back off a bit. Kilman. Oh, does make it through the gap. Come on, referee. I won the ball. Sancho is given a warning. Ball floated into the box. The low heads it clear. Sancho is into Rashford. Go on, Rashford. Rashford plays it in the gap into Sancho. Got Martial bursting forward as an option. Jadon Sancho want to cut it back. Martial's there. 3-1 is the scoreline. 50 minutes on the clock. We've got a brace from the Iceman in front of goal. Martial, no options there in the gap. Wasn't on that pass. Sarabia gets forward. We've got Pedro Neto burst into the box. Pedro Neto, and what is Onana's his position is so terrible. His position is so terrible for that goal. Pedro Neto gets Wolverhampton back into the game. They're down to 10 men, for Christ's sakes. Pedro Neto, Cunha, Chan, Gomez on the edge of the box. Wolverhampton gonna make the pressure tell. Well done. We've relieved it there. Onana with a first time ball to the right side as Sancho sets off on a run. Fernandez bombing forward. Got Mason Mount ahead of him. He plays it to his left. So does Mount. We've got Rashford arriving to the pass. There we go. 4-2. We separated ourselves yet again. The deficit has been increased. And Rashford's finally on the score sheet. But also, if there are teams that are solid, like Bayern Munich, they will shut you out, make it really hard to score goals, make you have to earn it. So far, I feel like Wolverhampton being down to 10 men has made first game a little easier. Bellegarde inside the box. Onana pulls off a save for once. Tries to dink it forward, makes it into Cunha. Poor defending there from Casemiro. Wolverhampton still applying that pressure. Can't really tell if they're down to 10 men or not. The way they keep coming back at us. Pedro Neto at the near post. What is going on here? What is going on here, man? What is going on here? Onana, you are so suspect. 4-3. How are 10 men keeping up with us? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. More poor defending. I might have to tweak the sliders a bit because, yeah, what Wolverhampton are doing makes no sense at all. They're just running to the byline and then, yeah, they do this weird dribbling thing. If I commit my goalkeeper, the keeper just drops to the ground and then they have an easy shot on target. So I might have to figure out a way to lower up the probability of that happening every game. Because so far, it's happened at least once or twice, whether we've been punished or not behind it. This time, we've definitely been punished. We've made a few changes. Reguilon, he's on, so is Eriksen. Let's get forward now. Restore that 2-goal lead. Well done, Varane. Sancho, what to say, Højlund is on 2. Martial was substituted. Ooh, Højlund, his first touch since been put onto the pitch. We've got Sancho, left foot, cross, Højlund, header, there we go. Højlund gets his goal on his home debut. His first game, first full game, first proper first team game under my management. He gets a goal within a matter of minutes. Beautiful cross into the box by Sancho. Decent header from Højlund. And it's poor marking there from Semedo. Højlund just peels off his man. As the ball gets put into the box, he steadies himself and makes the right connection. I think our final third isn't the issue. Sancho. Fernandez. Ball over the top. We've got Eriksen. Eriksen to make it 6-3. He does exactly that. 9 goals. But there we have it. 6-3 is the scoreline. We have won on the opening day. We conceded too many goals, if I'm honest with you. But it's trial and error. Trust the process. We're going to sort out the defense eventually. I feel like we started quite similar in the last rebuild. Going forward, we're free-flowing. Fluid football is perfect. I don't think there's anything negative to say about the final third. It's literally just the midfield and a bit of the, well, not even the midfield, a bit of the midfield and more of the defense. Because the defending is very poor. The goalkeeper commits too much. And I want to figure out a way to prevent that from happening. Off the back of that shaky result against Wolverhampton, yes, I'll call it shaky. I know we won by 3 goals, but conceding 3 is not on. Yeah, we won that game. I feel like we played quite well in that match. Like I said during the match, we created a lot of chances. We took the chances that came our way. It's just defensively, we're not as sound as I would like to be. When it comes to the actual squad itself, I feel like they are warming up to the tactics, the philosophy. I do need to tweak the instructions because we've had a few people wander out of position, and I feel like the fullbacks bomb forward a bit too frequently, leaving us susceptible to counter-attacks. Next up is a game against Tottenham Hotspur. I feel like the balance on my training regime hasn't mucked up the fitness. I feel like everyone's ready except Eriksen yet again. His match sharpness isn't high. I probably need to set up like some sort of individual plan for him because maybe he doesn't retain his match sharpness as good as other players, especially if he's only coming off the bench. So his fitness is going to be very questionable week in, week out. So it's just going to be about adapting to whatever spanners are thrown into the works. We're going to head off into this next game. We're going to be playing against Tottenham, like I've mentioned before. They were a bogey team in the previous game, FIFA 23. Hopefully, they're not as annoying, as frustrating. They are going to be starting without Kane, so who knows? But they have got a good squad overall. Actually, no, Sancho and Martial's fine. I think Martinez was a bit questionable. So I think we've unlocked their temporary play style. So rapid for Sancho, technical ability for Martinez, and Martial's going to be rapid too. So let's see how effective this system is. We're going to take a look at the rest of the match report, and then we're going to head off into the next game. So they're using 4-3-3, normal 5 at the back, which is a relief to see. When they lose possession, they press aggressively, so quite like Wolverhampton. Offensively, they're disciplined, they build up patiently, so it's not going to be as open, and I think their tactic is just set to standard, so they're probably just a bit balanced. So it might be one of them tactical bouts. Okay, we're in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Simon Hooper is the referee. I apologise for the webcam situation. The sun is beaming through my window, so there's no perfect lighting. I just look a bit funny. But you guys are here for the content nonetheless. The game is kicked off. Kulusevski is trying to get forward right away. It is raining, so the tempo definitely might be slowed down a bit. Might get a few ball first touches, over hit passes, or the weather might help us out in the final third. Ball played over the top into Martial by Rashford. We're going to cut it back. Mason Mount outside the box, right foot strike. Lloris makes the save. Ball spilled. Oh, Sancho tries to hook one into the centre. Martial arriving late. But Lloris, he's ready for the cross. It's an intense start to the game. Sarr to Heung-min Son. Son bursting down this left-hand side. Wan-Bissaka up against him. Ball cut back into Sarr. Well done, Wan-Bissaka. Comes in for Delo. So far, he's proven to be effective defensively. Rashford, decent 1-2 between him and Sancho. Sancho on the ball. Plays it into Martial, who's inside the penalty area. Should have done a bit better with the finish there. Maybe should have lifted it up a bit. Lloris did look kind of beaten. He did commit himself low into the ground as he charged at the shot. Charleston can turn in the centre circle. Tottenham Hotspur keep it the intensity as high as they can. Might work in their favour. Kulusevski has the better of Luke Shaw. Bentancur, one of the players we're looking at. Sarr tries to effectively burst into penalty area. Got someone there to stop him in his tracks. Charleston gonna drive out the defense. No, plays it to his left instead. Son, poor defending from players here. Passes are making its way to its destination quite easily. Yep, Bentancur surrounded by red shirts. No one's showing any fight to win the ball back. This is ridiculous now. Get the ball cleared by Masaka, thank you. Survived that. Onana pulling off a crucial save. We've got Ryan Sessegnon back again. Left foot strike and another save. What are my players doing? There's a lot of ball watching going on out there. Trying to get people to press. They're just standing still. Half hour mark, still 0-0. Feel like we've invited too much pressure upon ourselves. Just gonna go back to balanced. Fernandez. Casemiro drills a pass into Mason Mount. He's on the edge of the box. Left foot strike. Not testing out the keeper whatsoever. Wan-Bissaka trying to test him out in a foot race. So far, Son's got the better of him. Haven't managed to contain him yet. Gets really far. Sarr gets a shot off. It's blocked. Son back into Sarr. Tries again at the near post. Hits the side net. And I feel like Sarr is the main guy we have to watch. I know they probably highlighted Son, but Sarr is giving us issues at the minute. Part with that one ball with Bruno. Just couldn't capitalise on it as Tottenham make their way forward. Kulusevski again, just a lot of backing off. I do want players to try contest the man on the ball, not invite too much pressure upon ourselves in the final third. So been playing it out from the back. Can't say it's been comfortable, but we're trying it nonetheless, and hitting them on the break. It's been effective while using it. Wan-Bissaka bursting forward. Got a ball to play into the box. We find Rashford. He catches it on the volley. Look at that finish. He's beaten Lloris with a first-time volley. And look at that. What a way to open the scoring on the stroke of half-time. Aaron Wan-Bissaka very determined on that right-hand side. I was very skeptical about crossing it in with him. His crossing ability isn't one of his strengths, but he managed to put a nice ball into a dangerous area. Rashford improvising as the cross wasn't perfectly aimed at him. It was kind of hit behind him. He had to kind of adjust himself, but we get the goal in the end. Oliver Skip, Bentancur, gonna drive into space. Of course, Luke Shaw's gonna allow him to do so. Bentancur tries to put a ball into the box. Header from Wan-Bissaka. I think it puts off Son as he was jumping. I feel like Son definitely would have beaten him in the air and got the header on target. So it was a crucial intervention there from Wan-Bissaka. Luke Shaw been really good as a fullback so far in the system. Martial off the shot. It's parried by Lloris. Sancho's onside. I was worried that the flag was going to go up. He puts another ball in. Martial. His header goes wide on the left-hand post. First change being made in this game. Pape Matar Sarr. He's being replaced by Lo Celso. To think about making some changes. Ball play down the line by Sancho into Bruno. Martial into Mason Mount. Mason Mount in front of goal. I should have put that away. What was I playing at? I thought I was going to floor the keeper and tuck it away. But the keeper didn't commit. How comes Onana up the other end? He's always committing. He throws himself to the ground before a shot is even taken. Look at that lovely challenge from Luke Shaw. It remains 1-0, unfortunately. Kulusevski. Bentancur. Turn things around possession-wise. First half, Tottenham are rather dominant. Inside the penalty area, Son gets a shot off at the near post. Onana steps up to the plate. He goes, gonna take him short. Kulusevski runs to the byline. Simple stuff, typical stuff. Son gets a shot off. Come on, how's the ball make it to Richarlison? It's a bit jammy there. One thing I don't like about the new defensive system, like the ball, whenever you make a tackle, it's not a definite that you've won the ball. You have to keep battling it out. Fernandes. Rashford for goal number 2. Lloris makes a save again. Martial, Sancho and Wan-Bissaka, they're all being bought off. Højlund, Anthony and Dalot, they're entering the fray. We need to double this lead. 1-0 is too slender for us. Yeah, I feel like things are going to get really cagey in the dying embers of the game. I do want to prevent that from becoming an issue, a problem. Kulusevski can turn as he receives the ball from his fullback. Oh, he's running out of defense. He has Luke Shaw on ice skates. Nice cutback, Richarlison. What's gone on there? I don't know what Richarlison's done. He's given Onana a free pass to come and claim the ball. We've done exactly that. Højlund thinks over the top. Rashford's there. Receives the ball from Højlund. Gonna drill the ball across. Oh, a bit premature that. A bit premature. It's the decision making that might hold us back in this series. This effective passing here. Come on, get to it. Bruno Fernandes to make it 2. We finally done that. We finally doubled the lead. Tottenham have been punished. Bruno Fernandes, our club captain, has given us a safe lead to take into the final moments of this match. Really good leader in that midfield throughout the pre-season tournament. He's taken that momentum into the actual league campaign, which is perfect for us. But Kulusevski still causing us problems at that byline. Again, it's the same tactic. He run to the byline and cut it back. There must be some sort of way to prevent that from consistently happening. Go forward for one last attack. They've wasted a lot of their time passing it around the back. Come on, referee, blow that whistle. Referee's a snake. He's an absolute snake. He's an absolute snake in the grass, this referee. This referee's an absolute snake in the grass. Well done, Martinez. Come on, get it forward. There we go, 2-1. We've seen it out. We've seen it out. A close call there. I feel like the second half, we were much better. Much better. I think it was one-sided. Despite them getting a goal back, we should have ended this match a bit more comfortable. We had our shooting boots. I feel like I need to get used to the new shooting system, because I feel like when you're running with the ball at momentum, there's a certain power you have to hit the ball with before it becomes over hit or under hit. So yeah, the gameplay is slightly different. I have to admit, it's slightly different. It's not a massive overhaul, but it's going to take some time getting used to it. So I feel like we need to address a few things, especially defensive issues. When it comes to the coaching, our skill set is quite poor, because we've only got one. No, we just hired another one. We had only one defensive coach before going into that Tottenham game. After it, we've hired another one, but again, I don't feel like the quality is there. As you guys can see, there's an ideal rating for your coaching staff in particular areas of the pitch. So midfield's 23, attacking's 22, defensively is 23, goalkeeper is 9. We're only 2 off of achieving that. I'm not going to force another goalkeeper coach. If anything, these current coaches need to improve. But yeah, I feel like whenever we get to like the dire moments of certain matches, the concentration's not there, and it seems like the bylines is our Achilles heel. Normally we used to use that to our strength. Now sides are using it against us, like running to the byline, cutting it back. Kulusevski was a problem. We have an average rating for each section of the pitch. So in terms of the attacking section, we have an average rating of 69 as the overall. In our midfield, it's 73. Defensively, 75. And goalkeeping wise, it's 77. Defensively, I don't know what's going on. I feel like it's because of the overalls, like the overall rating for the players that are in the first team. Like, it definitely carries us. Like 84 for Lissandro Martinez, and I think 89 for, was it 89 or am I bugging? Oh, it's 85. I'm bugging. It's 85 for Varane. So I feel like that's why the average rating's high. But defensively, we are looking very fragile. That's the one area that gives me a concern. Only 2 games into the season, we've conceded about 4 goals. Yeah, 4 goals in the league. So we conceded 3 against Wolverhampton, 1 against Tottenham. We're about to head off into this next game against Nottinghsm Forest. Hopefully we don't concede any at all, because that will take the tally to beyond 5, and or 5 and beyond. And I don't want that to be a constant theme in this save, like conceding from the byline, the goalkeeper committing himself too much, and us falling asleep at the back for the last couple of moments of the game. We just need to make sure we put the games to bed. We're going to try to get our shooting boots on. As you can see, we're doing a skill training that involves shooting, so it's going to give temporary styles out to players in the final third. So far, we've been killing it. Scored about 8 goals in total in the league campaign. Ball played into that back post. Rashford, his cross is tipped over the bars. It was too close to Matt Turner. The low. Plays it forward into Højlund. He's going to try to do a 1-2 there. Nottingham Forest should count themselves lucky that we haven't had any clear-cut opportunities so far. Only 14 minutes into the game. Tried to put a ball into the box. Montiel with the block. Mount on the ball. Oh, I thought that was in. There was a layoff from Højlund. Mount with the shot. I thought it hit top bins, but it was wide. I think patience might have to be part of the game plan. So Nottingham Forest gives us a few openings to exploit. Amrabat. Bruno dinks over the top again. We got Højlund. Oh, come on, he's offside. He's offside. Oh, I thought that was going to be a goal. That was a lovely ball over the top, nicely weighted. He can't score with his hand. I thought that was the rule. I thought they implemented that. He can't score with his hand. Oh my God. Ball goes into the box. Come on, Anana. Come on, the area. Come on. We can't have that. Can't have that at all. And that's what's definitely going to put him on the chopping block. You can't command the area. How are you going to be my number 1 in this rebuild? Is it to his left? We got to follow on the ball. To follow. Oh, he tries to cut that back. Well done. The low's in the way. Poor first touch from Anthony. Again, can't get control over this ball. Hudson-Odoi. Nottingham Forest, can they make this count? Hudson-Odoi doing that weird stuff again. Well done, Varane, challenging him for the ball, concedes a corner kick. And what's going on with that manager's hair? It's every time he looks at the camera, oh no, it's just going funny anyway. Anthony to Højlund. Come on, man. What was... I'm not even aiming it to Varane, and somehow found ourselves giving the ball away unnecessarily. But Varane wins the ball back nonetheless. Here's Anthony. Bruno, let's burst forward now. Højlund turns. It's on his left foot. Rashford back into Rasmus Højlund. Oh, come on. Oh, get the shot off. Oh, my goodness me. What's going on? What is going on in front of this goal? Can't even hit the target from close range. Poor finishing. Played into space for Hudson-Odoi. He's up against Delo. Oh, Delo's taking a swipe out at him. The yellow card it is. I don't think Onana can command the area, so I'm a bit scared to hold triangle. But here we go. We can hit them on a break. Anthony could go alone. What's going on here? Nottingham Forest committed a lot of men forward. Didn't make the most of the free kick. Shot gets off and Matt Turner's forced to make a save. Anthony was all alone. No support whatsoever. We had to improvise and make do. Like it was a ferocious hit. Fernandez puts the ball in. Going for Varane, get a head on target. I think doing that. Oh, well done, Mount. He wins the ball back off the Nottingham Forest defender. Can we make them pay? We have. Mason Mount has nicked the ball off the centre-back, and he just smashes it across the goalkeeper. It's 1-0. We finally opened the scoring. This is what we needed. It may be a bit of luck, but sometimes that's all you need to replacing Wood. I feel like Awoniyi's going to add some pace to the final third for Nottingham Forest. We need to be careful of falling asleep at the back. We did exactly that against Tottenham. The game was pretty much wide open until the final whistle. Need to go on, double this lead and put it to bed. Go on. Better than that, man. We had two players on Dominguez, but one of them came out with the ball. But one of them looked like they were getting close to coming out with the ball. Well done, Amrabat. Oh no, Awoniyi turns. Dominguez, Awoniyi shielding the ball. He's got too much strength for Lisandro Martinez for the moment, and then eventually we end up nicking the ball from his feet. Højlund will release the ball. I asked him to pass a little earlier, and now him procrastinating with the ball could be costly. Dominguez, Montiel. Dominguez gets the shot off. Come on, put your foot. Oh, come on, man. Put your foot through it. Put your foot through it. I'm asking Lisandro Martinez to clear it. He doesn't do that. Hudson-Odoi receives the pass and slots it away for 1-1. This is what I mean, man. Whenever you tackle someone on this game, it's not a foregone conclusion that you've got the ball. You have to keep battling it out, and I don't like that system. It's very irritating. Lock on, lock off. Lock on, lock off. Time and time again, we get punished. It's our own fault. Not taking our chances good enough. Højlund, he needs to come off now. I'm actually really tired of this new advanced defensive system. Like, it's just a lot of ball watching. It's worse than FIFA 23. Look, a lot of ball watching is worse than FIFA 23, man. It's worse than FIFA 23. Awoniyi gives Nottingham Forest the lead. It's just shocking. Just shocking. These players just go flat-footed. They don't press when I ask them to. In the final third, we're not taking our chances. And I won't say Nottingham Forest deserve the lead, but they've taken their chance. So by rights, they do. They do. Bruv, they need to update this game already. I've already found something in the gameplay that annoys me. Like, it's just too much ball watching. And the players, they feel a lot heavier this year. Like, it's irritating. It's really irritating. Go on, Varane. Varane just doesn't know how to pass out from the back anymore. Oh, Awoniyi. Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on. Come on, man. Onana out. Onana out. Already, I'm Onana out. This is just ridiculous. goalkeeper from our goalkeeper. We spent a lot of money on this, man. Look at this. One last time. Hudson-Odoi just squares it into Awoniyi. First time shot. And he doesn't really get near the shot, does he? Oh, no. His position is poor. It's really poor. He shouldn't be getting beaten like that. Typical. Somewhere along the line of the first episode, spanner needs to be thrown into the works. And a poor performance needs to be put in from our players. Got a yellow card for Dominguez. Referee is trying to shoo away Amrabat. And I think his name is Omar. What's his name? Omar Bamadele? Omar Bamadele? I think I butchered that. Oh, God's sake. Mount. Oh, we've got Bruno Fernandes. Right foot strike. 3-2. We're back in it. Get the ball. 5 minutes to go. Let's go. Getting forward. Come on. Allow one last attack. Referees are up. 3-2 at home is the scoreline. Nottingham Forest have definitely shocked us. Definitely threw a spanner into the works. Awoniyi off the bench to bag himself a brace. Proved to be very effective, that substitution. Matt Turner had a good game. Saved a lot of shots. We had a lot of mistakes at the back. Yeah, they were dominating possession. They dominated possession most of the game, if I'm honest with you. But as you can see, the XG just doesn't add up. 3.3 to their 1.3. We need to be a lot better in front of goal. That's all I'm taking from this game. Okay, so guys, we made it to the end of the episode. So as you guys can see at the very end, we ended up playing 3 games on camera and only winning 2, leaving us with 6 points. We were actually 4th before Bournemouth and Chelsea decided to play an extra game. But yeah, let's not dwell on that. I feel like in overall, like, our performances have been good in the final third. It's just defensively, it's been a nightmare. If I'm honest with you, my honest impression of this game, they need to do much better. It's no different to the beta. The defenders feel very heavy. I don't know if that was the thing to make the game feel a bit more realistic. Yeah, it does feel realistic, but it's irritating, especially the fact that the AI is just doing fancy tricks, running at you at a fast pace. Meanwhile, you're turning like you're a snail. Like, every player just feels like Harry Maguire once you get into the second half, once everyone starts getting tired. Meanwhile, the AI is just running at you non-stop. I feel like you're due to concede a penalty if you put in a challenge, like, especially when they're moving that quick as well. Your challenges are a lot more heavier, so you have to be very careful, especially if they run to the byline, do that weird little trickery thing that they do. And even the goalkeepers, don't get me started about that. Onana, how many goals did we concede in this episode due to Onana diving early or not even reacting or standing in the right positions? Like, same things that I saw in the beta, and I'm sure people complain about it. I'm just one man. I'm one man that spots it as soon as I play the game. So imagine thousands of people. Like, EA, they need to do much better. We shouldn't be waiting for a first day patch for things like that to be fixed. The game should come pre-packaged and put out correctly. I don't understand how every year the game's broken, like, at launch. It just doesn't make any sense. In order for the game to be good, the gameplay needs to be working. Like, it needs to work. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of patches to be put out before the game's at the finished article. If I'm honest with you, is I'll rate the game 4 out of 10. But because it's a new game, obviously I'm going to continue to play it. There's a few new things here and there that kind of keeps you excited and stuff like that. But my expectation for a £70 game, it's not it. It's definitely not it. So if you are someone that's very giddy to get the new game, I say save your money. If you have a PC and you use PC mods, you're better off just updating the squads, updating the kits, and just continue to play FIFA 23 until, like, maybe a patch is released. But I know a lot of people aren't going to do that, so it's kind of pointless me saying this. But yeah, in the next episode, expect us to play against Arsenal, Bayern Munich, and maybe Brighton. That's it for this episode. I feel like we pretty much covered everything. In terms of, like, the rest of the things, like contracts, we'll address that midway through the rebuild, or halfway through the season, I should say, because it's very early. It's really early on in the campaign, and I feel like we need to assess a lot of these players before we make a judgment, especially Amrabat, as he's not a permanent player, he's a loan player. So eventually we're gonna have to run a poll and see whether you guys want to see him stay and remain at the club, or if we just let him go back and we can probably bolster the squad with our own ideas, because Amrabat is not a player I would go for, if I'm honest with you. Okay, so it's the first installment of the series. I would like to see you guys' feedback to see what you think of the content, and let me know what you think of the performances in game as well. Do you feel like I need to tweak my tactics? Are there any ideas you have for my philosophy? Are there any players of mine you can think of? Don't just think of players we're linked with in real life, because this isn't a realistic rebuild. It's a RemelHD rebuild, and it's going to be an interactive series, so you guys' input is going to matter as much as my ideas that I'm going to put forward to you guys. Like the fact that there was one defeat to throw spanners into the works, I just know that we're going to come back with vengeance for the second episode. It's going to be a tough one. Arsenal and Bayern Munich. I'm dreading it, but I'm looking forward to it at the same time. Hope to see you guys there. Take care for now. Peace.